Welcome to the 5 on 5. We are pleased to be joined today by Oregon State Treasurer Tobias Reed. Tobias, thank you so much for coming in and visiting with us.
Thank you.
Let's start with the Oregon Saves program, a new program. How does it work?
It's an opt-out IRA. We're the first in the country to offer it, and we're really aimed at about half of people who work in Oregon but don't have access to a way to save for their retirement at work. So we're going to make it easy for them to do that, and that's something that we all have a stake in, because as people approach retirement with some assets, it's going to be less strain on our already strained social safety net.
How can our viewers learn more about its benefits?
We've got all the information we think you'll need at OregonSaves.com. It's going to be rolling out at the beginning of the year, and we're eager to interact with people who have questions and interest in it.
Okay. There's also a program that's called ABLE that's helping families with disability-related expenses. How is that program set up, and what are some of the significant benefits there?
Many people are familiar with the college savings plan, which is known as the 529 program. ABLE is actually 529A in the same place in the IRS code. It's aimed at families and people who are saving for expenses associated with disabilities. So we want to give people the same chance to save with the tax advantages and allow them to accumulate some assets without jeopardizing their eligibility for other benefit programs. It's off to a great start, about $2.5 million saved already in less than a year, and we're eager to help people have access to that program as well.
All right, well, we have much more to talk about, but we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We are pleased to be joined once again by Oregon State Treasurer Tobias Reed. Tobias, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
The state legislature recently approved funding to Treasury for more staffing and to allow increased in-house investment work. What will that mean for Oregonians?
It will mean savings. We have a large portfolio, and it's set up in a model that existed and probably made sense 50 years ago when we didn't even have computers at the state treasury. Now we're able to do some of the work of investing our portfolio in-house, and that means we won't have to pay quite as many expensive analysts and expensive buildings in an expensive city of New York. So we'll be able to do some of that work ourselves at a much lower cost, and that's going to benefit the entire state.
Now that probably segues perfectly into what you do. There's probably a lot of misunderstanding about what the treasurer's responsibilities are. Talk a little bit about that.
Sure. Well, I'm not the tax collector that some people think the treasurer does. The biggest thing for us is managing the state's portfolio. It's about $95 billion now. The largest portion of that is the Public Employee Retirement Fund, dollars that will pay the firefighters, police officers, and teachers on whom we all depend. We also manage the state's credit rating and our use of bonds and debt to fund infrastructure that we all rely on. We're in charge of the college savings program, Oregon Saves, that we already talked about. Also a member of the state land board and a bunch of other boards. So it's a great job with a varied set of responsibilities, and I'm really enjoying doing it.
Also, while we have you, you've been outspoken on the Trump administration's announcement that will repeal DACA. What are your concerns about that? This
is not a good thing for our state and for our country in terms of economics. It will hurt our competitiveness. Technology leaders know this, manufacturing leaders know this, business leaders in every sector know this. So I think it's up to us as a state to look for ways to be supportive of people who are here, who are paying taxes, who are starting and running businesses and contributing to our economy.
Treasurer Reed, thank you so much for coming in. We really appreciate having you here.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.